How are you guys? Hope you're doing very well. If you have any questions, please remember to put them in the course discussion and I will be very happy to answer them. Now, we want to learn about the null object in this lecture. It's very easy, very simple, and we want to make great use of it later on in the animations. So what do I have here? I just made a simple animation where text comes from outside the screen to settle at the bottom of the screen. That's it. Now what I want to do is to create more animations, of course. I want each of these layers to go up to the blue strip and sit in the middle and become a bit bigger, scale it up. Now the first solution that comes in mind is to start working on every single layer and killing myself doing so many animations and being very precise if you want. The next solution that comes to mind is to make a pre-composition. Now, pre-composition will be a good solution here, but we want to learn about the null object. So, we are going to use the null object to move the three layers. We need to remember about the parenting and how we have done parenting before. To insert a null object, I come to Layer, New, and say Null Object. That's the null object. Actually, the null object is totally null. It has nothing inside. It doesn't have a color and it doesn't show in the final animation. But what's good about it, it has all the transform. The null object also is a control object. It's used to control other layers. And also I can give it all the effects and the presets. It's starting from this key point that I want the null object to take over the animation. What I will do is to go to the null object. Let's put it where it was. And click on the null object, press P for position and S for scale. At this point, immediately, I parent the three layers with the null object. Then, since the animation is starting from here, I will key point, position and scale. Move down the timeline, let's say to here. If you notice now, the null object has taken over the animation, the three layers animation. I need to scale it up, this will do. Reposition. That's fine. Let's look at our animation now. They come, they stay, and then they start scaling. Now, after that, I want them all to move out of the screen on the right side, including the shape layer. So I'll move down the timeline. I'll parent the shape layer now, hold the null layer, and move out. Fine, let's look at our animation. So since the shape layer has moved, what I will do is to come on the key point where I want the layer to start moving, choose the shape layer and come to edit and say split layer. A split layer, now both layers, I split it, it became two layers, ending and starting at the same point. So on this layer here, I will remove the parenting. Let's have a look. They come down, they go up, and they move all together. Let's run a ramp preview. This is simply how to use the null layer. And here you have to understand that the null layer is a control layer that can control several other layers, and it can have all the animations possible that can be applied to a layer, and it will render our work much easier. Thank you very much for listening. Any question, please put them in the course discussions. I will be very happy to answer them.